Alright everyone, it's time for the second part of this power duo here. It's time for the Mad Titan. This is XM Studios 1/4 scale Thanos. This guy is massive. I have him on my turntable right now, as you can see. And I don't believe that turntable's ever strained so much to turn. Everything else, even third scales that I've put on it, have feasibly turned with an ease. This one feels like it's his just weight is just bearing down on it. It does not want to turn smoothly. I have to be careful just so I'm not pushing too hard with it. But this guy is a beast. He comes with switch outs that this is the first statue that I have that I am actually not sure what pose I'm going to keep him in. He's going to be the one statue that I flip-flop back and forth on poses and actually keep the extra pieces out and handy so I can switch them. So we'll start like we always do from the base and work our way up. This base is, you're not sure how it goes or what came first, the rock around it or the base, the technology and the throne that he's standing on. It's like some sort of temple or something like that. But the way it transitions, you could see how it's built into it. This temple's been built into the stone. The texture and everything that they've put on the stone and the coloring is amazing. I mean, it actually, for once, looks like actual real rock and not just like gray, just some gray stone, just some gray block or something. That's just, okay, you know it's supposed to be rock. Then you got the details in the temple itself that they put in. And you know this isn't Thanos' temple or anything. This is these guys who basically Thanos has already come through and destroyed and is standing over their corpse. You have just all the ribs and everything. He just vaporized them. All that's left is just their bones. And they are just everywhere on this temple. He's standing over them in a conquest position, a conquered position. And it goes all the way out the backside. Each rib is an individual piece that keys in. And they're all in there very securely. They're all basically just, that's the key. And they key in just like that. And you, as XM's done in the past, they color code it as best as they can, and they number and alphabetize them. So you know which set is going where, because sometimes the colors wear out, and as time, maybe if they come in and out, you rub the color away. But as you can see, the details are everywhere on these. I mean, they don't leave a spot not touched. I've never seen the Thanos on throne in person. I've just seen pictures, but this one right here just blows it away, in my opinion. They're both excellent statues, but considering I've been wanting a Thanos for a while, I could not go wrong with this one. Thanos has been that major villain that has just affected everybody in the Marvel Universe. It's not just, okay, the Fantastic Four's main bad guy or the X-Men's main bad guy. This is the Mad Titan. He's affected everyone. Now we'll start working on the Mad Titan and working our way up. I mean, this is just the boot itself, and you could see all the details, the straps on the boots, even the leather appeal right there. And that's not leather, that's still part of the statue. This doesn't have any mixed media to it. This is his uniform fully sculpted. And as you can see, all the muscles and everything else that plays into it. I mean, this guy is just someone to be feared. I mean, it doesn't even... the way he looks, it doesn't look like he's even really been in a fight. There's no one that can stand up to him, it seems like, because there isn't like on other statues to where it's like, oh, you've seen the fight. He's got the rips and the tears and the cuts and sometimes bruising that they try to do. This has absolutely nothing. This is like, did anybody even lay a hand on him? I mean, you get up here to his collar and his uniform through, and I mean, he doesn't even look to have been touched, but yet he's destroyed this planet. I mean, everything on him is so well sculpted and detailed. The transition between pieces to where you've got like this honeycomb effect, but then you come up here to the sleeve and you feel the texture change. Then you come down here, and these are his power gauntlets and showing his power and what he can do and what XM was able to put together in this around his hand is amazing. This piece right here on the outside actually is attached to the gauntlet, or his glove right here, showing the power. But the piece on the inside, in order to make it like an orb, this piece keys into the center part of his hand. Let's see if I can slide it out pretty easily. There we go. See, it keys in right there. And like everything else, it just has that, but it creates that orb around his hand. That power that he produces. The other one does the same thing. That piece right there keys in, but the coloring, like the white is almost meant to look like it's supposed to light up, but it's creating the purple and everything added to it shows the his power and his capabilities that he's able to generate. At first, when I first got this, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be like everyone else. I'm going to display him with the gauntlet. And that's how it's going to be. Where Now I'm looking at this setup and I'm like, ugh, this might be how I have to go, and I'll just set the gauntlet off on the side. The right hand is the one that's easy enough because you look at it and it's like, okay, it's just a regular glove. This is meant to be displayed with like if you're just doing the gauntlet itself, you can just display his right hand just bare. And you could see just the glove and the texture and the leather for his fingers. But this will be one that's, out of all the extra pieces, this will be the one that probably just gets put away. I won't display this. I'll always keep the right hand with at least the power orb around it. Because I love the paint and the texture, and it just gives that hand something, like it's doing something. It's not just, okay, the other hand's got the gauntlet, this one's just plain. This shows that, okay, his power doesn't come just straight from the gauntlet. So now we'll move up to the facial, the portraits. There's 3 of them. This is the one that I'm gonna probably display the most. When I display, it's like this. This expression just looks like he's ready for battle. He's ready to fight. It's just bring it on. All the texture and everything in his face, you just see all the coloring and all the details that they've done. I mean, he is just amazing. And what's good about the portraits is even the helmets on each of the portraits is different. It's not like it's the same, okay, we made the same head sculpt, we just put one with him with his mouth closed and the helmet's still the same. No, the helmets are actually different on both of them. But once again, you get to this detail that XM puts into everything. And I mean, you look at those teeth, I swear it looks like real teeth. It looks like they took it off a corpse somewhere and just put it into his mouth. The details that they've been able to master with the paint and everything like that. This guy is just, he shows it all. And then you get to where you see the moisture in the back of his mouth. They don't miss anything. Let's see if I can get a better picture of it. Get it with a little light. Let's see how the moisture is back there. I mean, it's not just, okay, there's just dull paint back there because, well, no one's going to see it. No, everybody's checking out every little detail on this. And he is just, they haven't missed any little bit. So now what I'll do is I'll pause right here for a second, and I'm going to switch over to the other display. And like I said, how I'm going to swap him back and forth. So I'll be right back. Okay, so rather than doing this all real quickly and then showing you just a picture of it, I figured I'd just record it real quickly on how you had to swap everything over. See, it starts out basically, that's his breastplate right there. That's actually got to come off just to get each of the shoulders there in there, because they actually do 2 of them. You've got that one that I had displayed with the power orb around his hand, but then you've got this one that is his other shoulder that shows his gauntlet key, or his gauntlet connects to it, and that's his hands up like that. So you'll actually see in a second. But this is where you got to be kind of a little secure on, because this just kind of sits up there pretty easily. It doesn't key in anywhere, or it doesn't even feel like the magnet's that strong for it. But the head sculpts, when you put those on, the magnets for that is really, really strong. So I'm wondering if it's actually is just a placeholder and the head magnetizes to the body, and that's what keeps it all pinned. But here's like that, and you could feel how tight how strong that magnet is. Now what we'll do is we'll come over here and we'll put the Infinity Gauntlet on, which that I'll talk about in a minute, but that actually doesn't magnetize in very well. This is the other display that I'm going to have with it. See, and like I said, this is why you can swap it back and forth, because I mean, that smile with him holding up the gauntlet just shows that he just beat everybody, and there is no one that can beat him in his mind now. It's just that smirk that he's got, seeing those teeth. It's almost like seeing Batman smile. You're like, oh crap. It's like something bad is about to happen. And once again, you're looking at it and the teeth are just spot on. But like I said, with the helmets, you can see the difference between them. How they created a different look for each one. I'm figuring it's probably an old style and a new style that they're doing, but I like that little change of details. So then you come over here to the gauntlet itself, and the gauntlet is just, it's built like it's just has always been part of him. I mean, he's got the leather on the fingers match his other hand, so it's, you almost look at it as like this wasn't an extra thing that he found. This was something that he knew he was going to have, and he created it to match him. So you got all the stones. You got the stones are amazing. You see it, and they all almost have like a little cloud effect to it to show that there's something in there. Something lives inside of it. And it's not just, okay, here's an orange gem and everything. No, this has like a translucent effect to it that gives it like, oh, there's something in there. And then we'll keep going around on the gauntlet. And you get, as they light up, it's kind of hard to film, but let's see if I can get the lights, get over to my light and flip it off. I mean, I'm not gonna, probably won't keep the batteries in it because, well, you're never sure about batteries inside of these statues. But the good thing about this one is, unlike some of the others that put it in the base and everything, this one, this one is actually built into the glove itself. Give me just a second. I'm trying to shut it off. There we go. But with the gauntlet, it's actually built in right there. The batteries are in there. This little black box that sends the wiring up to the lights that are under the stones. So that's what I mean, how this doesn't actually feel like it magnetizes in. It just slides in, and it's just holding stiff. So, but yeah, that's how that goes. So this one also comes with a third portrait that I'll probably, just like the right hand, I'll never display it with it. This one, it's him without the helmet, but this one it almost looks more like he's been in a fight. And he's just angry now. So, I mean, you see the scalp and everything to where it's like, okay, it's not just a smooth Mr. Clean look. This is, okay, there is bumps and everything, the grooves in the back of his neck. I just wasn't a big fan of this one. This was just one I was like, okay, it's nice to have, but it won't be something I'll display. So, but this one, this is the statue that just every time you're gonna walk past, you're gonna want to stop and stare at it, and just, okay, I'm gonna change out the pieces again because I want to see a different look to it this time. So this one also comes with his own art print, which is a pretty nice art print in itself. I wish like I said before, I wish they'd stop doing that. But it could be something that displaying together would be, or displaying them all with the statue themselves could be of interest. But I have to see if I have the wall space for it. So, but give me a minute. Now I'm going to show you how they display together, him and Lady Death. Alright, guys. Moved everything around now. Got them all situated. This is what they look like together. And the thing of it all is you almost look at it as they're proximity pieces to one another. Like you can own one without having to have the other. So, because all they do is they slide together right down there. They just kind of meet up. They don't connect or anything like that. They're just two statues that are meant to be near to each other. But what they're on, as you can see, that they're on a normal size dining room table. So you see how big they are and how deep they're going to go back together. So I'll probably have to display them side by side because I don't think I necessarily have the room to put her like that to where she kind of sits above him. But these two together are just amazing. It's like they pair perfectly together, and in my opinion, XM Studios knocked this one easily out of the park, which you can tell by their edition size to it. I mean, this was an edition size of $999 for the pair, and they sold out. But I'm like, hope you guys enjoyed my review and seeing up close and personal on these things, and hope to bring you some more in the future. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these two awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.